Hello, and welcome to a very much on time, fully charged Europe. We said we'd start at past. It's past right now. This is teamfortress.tv efficiency. I'm Admirable. I'm not on camera right now. Couldn't seem to get Skype to work for some reason. But luckily, you can see the beautiful faces of a Sideshow, CommanderX, kaidus, Kos, and Flippy here joining us as a surprise guest after Mike bailed on us. I don't know why, but we'll get into that later. I think it's been on just under 3 months since we were last on air, pre I-55. What's been happening in TF2 since then, Sideshow?
What's been happening in TF2 since I-55? Do you want me to fucking summarise the entire thing?
Give me a quick synopsis. Are we alive or are we dead?
It's going better than most after LAN. You know, like after the I-Series, normally the TF2 scene's completely dead. I think this year might be one of the only years where it hasn't been really. What have we had? We had two or three Razor Cups for like a few $1,000s, and then we've had the season, which has been a pretty good one. What else have we had? We've got DreamHack coming up. Does that about summarize it? I can't remember anything else that we've done since the I-Series.
Yeah, I think there's never been a better time to play competitive TF2. All those Razor Cups popping off, ETF2L happening, talk of lands, DreamHack coming up. If you've been living under a rock, there has been a lot going on, but I guess the fire under our asses right now is the fact that playoffs are happening on Sunday. The three teams have been decided through the main season. It's going to be Full Tilt, TF2 Center, aka Epsilon, and Reason Gaming. We've got some of those players here with us today. Flippy, of course, representing TF2 Center. kaidus, our Reason veteran, and we got two Full Tilt players for some reason. We got Sideshow and Kos. The sort of rabble rousers. Full Tilt coming in as the young bucks looking to create some waves in the playoffs, Kos.
Yeah, big things. We have some big Mac stepping in for us who can't play.
Can we get some confirmation actually of the rosters that are going to be playing in the playoffs? Give me your roster rundown, Sideshow.
We've got Cosplay Medic, the King of Squirrels. We got Spud on Demoman. Silentis is going to be playing Pocket, me on Roma, and then we've got Clockwork and Thalash going to be playing Scouts.
Clockwork?
Huh? PogChamp. But then, you know,
people
if we
authorize that? Are they going to allow that, Merc?
TF2 Center authorized that, Merc. And then if we beat them, we're going to have to find somebody else to play in the finals against Reason.
Really?
I completely forgot to ask again if we allow the Merc. I didn't remember to ask them a single day.
I think everyone's been focused on kind of different things. I've been away for a while and stuff, so that was it the last time I checked. Like, I think two of the Reason team or something didn't want to allow Clockwork, so for obvious reasons, I think. I mean, even with 100 ping, he's a fucking god.
We never got even as far as discussing it. Like, I heard you were using it, and I just said like on Mumble like after games when we had like a couple guys still there. I don't remember who it was. I just said Full Tilt one, Workers Merc, and like whoever it was, they were like nope. But we're like there was people missing on Mumble who probably would have argued just to allow it, and we actually never ended up discussing it. So I'll try and have that conversation on Steam for you guys.
Flippy, can you give us some confirmation as to what roster TF2 Center are going to be fielding for the ETF2L playoffs on Sunday? Who are you going to be starting with on Medic? Is it Nox? Is it Bull? Are you still smoking, Flippy? I can't see the cameras. Someone tell me.
No, Flippy's there. He's alive.
Sorry, man.
He's muted in Mumble.
Sorry, yeah. Sorry for that. No, I was saying, we are playing with Bull for this one. As I understood, Stefan will be able to play it unless someone is denying him for the Mercs.
Oh yeah.
And it will be Seb as demo like always, Mike and Tech as soldiers, and that's it.
Awesome. So that is definitely a competitive roster. kaidus, are there going to be any roster changes for Reason coming up to the playoffs?
No, we use the same roster we used for the second half of the season. The only difference.
Sticking them with Zebo.
Yeah, Zebo's been in since we decided to use him for DreamHack since Ryzen couldn't go. Yeah, we'll just be
Word,
normal roster.
word on the street is he got dunked on by F2 today.
No. Zebo was just like, I don't know, I think he struggles to focus in PCWs. Like, he's played the game for a long time, and when he doesn't have the adrenaline, you know, he just kind of zones out. But he'll be 100% focused on Sunday and at DreamHack.
F2 came hobbling along, whacked him with his walking stick. Couldn't handle it. Got the old Zimmer frame out.
No, I don't know what was going on with Zebo tonight. He was just AFK at random points, and I don't know, you would think he was not a mumble when he was even playing.
Did he have to reinstall and stuff as well?
I was like the other day, like his config wasn't working, and that was just like a nightmare because the entire game he would just go AFK and start changing settings, and like someone timed on the other team, so he would like close his game and start editing the config, and that guy would come immediately back. So we're just playing 5v6 with Zebo changing his config, and I don't know, man. But it should all be fine. Should all be fine for Sunday, I hope.
Gonna kind of jump ahead a little bit for Sideshow to fill us in with the kind of the sales pitch, I guess, for this DreamHack Winter Tournament. Anyone that hasn't been paying attention, what exactly is going to be going down next week after the playoffs?
There's going to be a 4-team invitational tournament happening at DreamHack. So, you know, DreamHack, everyone's heard of that. It's a huge venue for esports. I think it's the biggest LAN kind of tournaments that happen anywhere in the world at the moment. That's in Jönköping in Sweden. We found a sponsor who kindly put up quite a lot of money to organize a space there for us. In one of the halls, we're going to be arriving there. We're going to be playing. It's sponsored as well. There's a $4,000 prize pool,
Wow.
which you would think would make people motivated and eager to play. So yeah, that's been kindly put up by marketplace.tf. Go check out marketplace.tf as well. And Esport United as well, the sponsor who actually got us the place.
And it's going to be run. It's not an actual official DreamHack tournament. It's like an exhibition, a chance for TF2 to showcase itself, right?
Yeah, essentially. Yeah, it's like we've kind of bought an area at DreamHack rather than having DreamHack officially host us there. So they're aware of our presence, and they know that there's a tournament going on. But yeah, we're in the exhibition area. We're not on the stage or anything like that. We do have a piece of stage time in order for us to go and sell ourselves, you know, go and tell everybody what we're about and go and get more people aware of what TF2 is doing and the competitive side and matchmaking coming out and etc., stuff like that. But it's not going to be on the same scale that the Counter-Strike tournament is or something like that.
Yeah. We'll talk a bit more about DreamHack in detail towards the end of the show. Save the big gossip, the drama for the end. But CommanderX, I want you to tell me about ETF2L Season 22, the Premiership. What was the story of the season for you?
I know. I guess the story of the season is that it's really surprisingly close between all the teams. Like, even though I guess the 3 teams at the top, like in the playoffs, are who you would maybe expect at the beginning. Throughout the season, people were taking maps off each other, like left, right, and center. TLR taking points off Epsi, Reason and Epsi trading points, Lego taking points off Epsi. Just all over the place, really. I guess just that's the main story of how close it was.
Yeah, it kind of ended up like the 3 teams that people expected, or some people at least thought would be doing well in the pre-season. Whenever TLR had a lot of roster uncertainty, it was supposed to be Reason, Epsilon, and Full Tilt making it into the playoffs, but it seemed really close for quite a while there. Like, we had a couple of different storylines going on, these threads, like the kind of faltering of TLR at the start of the season, then the arrival of Lego on the scene. They seemed like a force to be reckoned with, but then their season kind of petered out at the end. And then the Russians had a terrible team at the start and ended up with a beast team at the end, and they had already like sunk their own battleship. They couldn't make it into playoffs, but in the end up, it's kind of business as usual. The the expected teams made it to playoffs. Is that underwhelming, Sideshow?
I don't know whether it was really the expected teams as well. When people were looking at TLR at the beginning of the season, I think a lot of people were pegging them potentially for that playoff spot. They obviously looked a little bit weaker than they previously had, and there was some problems with their lineups and whatever, but they were a team as well that have just gone like they've plunged at the same time as other teams have gone up. So there was a kind of the story of Lego looking like they were going to take the place of TLR when they smashed them on, what was it, Gully Wash or something, and then took a point off Epsilon. They were looking really good to go into that playoff spot, and then they ended up petering out at the end as well. It's been an up and down season for a lot of different teams, and I don't know whether it's really who you would have expected third place. I don't think many teams were putting us for like a definite third place, but it was pretty open.
Kaidus, did you believe in the power of Full Tilt? Did you know they were going to be a shoe-in for third?
To be honest, I can't remember the start of the season. Like, can someone tell me what was TLR's roster like for week 1? That might jog my memory.
They had.
Okay.
Who did they
so
change on Roamer? Who did they lose on Roamer? That was the
when they first played
Shadowburn.
It was they lost Shadowburn when they first played. Buttnose, Merc, Roma, and it was like Kyler, Herpy, Nursey, AMS
Oh,
as the
Herpy.
combo.
I totally forgot that.
Smur, Merc's demo as well. But obviously, War has been the demo for the majority of the season.
Right.
Concrete came in on Roma. That's the main change. Like when they played against Lego in week 2, it was War, Nursey, and AMS as the combo, Kyler and Herpy as the scout, and Concrete on Roma.
Right, as far as I can remember, I never really expected TLR to do much this season, but I might be wrong. I honestly don't remember like preseason at all now. It seems like so long ago. I probably always expected Full Tilt to come in as third seed. I think the top 2 were always kind of locked in. I couldn't really ever see that going another way, but I'm pretty sure I thought Full Tilt would get third seed.
And we started off the season playing with Ale as well, so I think a lot of people were less were viewing us as a team with a bit of a weakness in that sense. But there was also the Razor Cups and things going on, so you got a fairly decent judge of how the teams were settling out before the season even began.
Yeah, I don't really remember. This is what happened, so I'm going to say this is what I thought would happen, because I'm normally right about these things, so let's go with that.
Yeah, all this discussion is jogging my memory. Like, as I remember it, it was TLR, there was so much roster uncertainty. Then they had Shadowburn briefly. It seemed like, wow, they were actually going to have a good team, but then things went to shit again for them, and their results didn't go well. They couldn't really build any momentum, and they had kind of a terrible season. There was the amazing moment where Herpy forgot to cap the point. You cast that game, CX?
I did. I remember that.
Tell us about it.
I don't know. It was like a neck and neck series, back and forth constantly, full shaky on Viaduct. It really could have gone either way. TLR kind of had them on the back foot. It's like 2-2. It goes down to the final play, like the final sort of push. Then TLR aren't running a demo man. War's on sniper. War hits like every shot. And it looks like TLR have absolutely clinched it. In fact, they pretty much have absolutely clinched it. They fragged all the people. All they need to do is get on point, at which point AMS goes for ammo and Herpy just goes away from the point, and then all of a sudden it's all over. Everyone, like me, Hildriff, half the players, everyone in chat just have no idea what happened. Like, people think the config's fucked up, and then it just turns out Herpy just stood in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I didn't see the game, but I remember just like looking at Twitter on my phone and seeing people roasting Herpy, so I jumped on that bandwagon. But I actually ended up that Herpy stepped back from TF2, but he has reappeared now as part of the Saints roster for DreamHack. Is that right, Sideshow?
Publiclear.se. They've managed to find themselves that ephemeral sponsor that always just seems to appear when they're most required and then gets dropped instantly, like for the next season or something. I don't know why, but publiclear.se, that's what the name they're going to be playing under. But it's those Saints guys that you know and love, and Herpy's on there.
That's at least a kind of happy ending. But thinking back to the season, then, like, one of the biggest games, I suppose, or the most hyped game, was that Reason versus Epsilon game. Epsilon, as they were known back then. And Reason seemed to be really, in control of the game. Then it came Snakewater, things were looking a little, or sorry, Sunshine, things were looking a little bit shaky. So Flippy decides to go sniper and single-handedly crushes Reason's dreams and claims 3 points for his team. Flippy, how does it feel to be a sniping god?
Feels great, I guess.
I saw a nice tweet from you, and it was like from JH, you know, the legendary sniper. He had made a comment on YouTube, I think, and you'd like screenshotted it, said that you gotten really good, and you were like, that feeling when you complete the game. Do you feel like you are the best now? The best sniper in Europe, at least?
I don't know if I'm the best, but I'm done, man. Like, it was a dream when I started TF2 to be like, you know, throwing in all this shit, so yeah, I'm definitely done. I've done everything I wanted in TF2. But yeah, like, to go back on the Reason match, like, yeah, it was really close, so I guess even to my performance or anything, like, it was a really close match, and it doesn't mean anything. I guess we are pretty much the same level, so...
What was it you said, Kaidus, whenever we jumped to your team comms? I fucking hate Flippy.
It was like, you know, the kind of fucking hate where you just, you love the guy and respect him, you know? That kind of fucking hate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, man. I don't mind anyway.
I couldn't do much that game. Well, I could have done better, but I made several grievous errors that resulted in my head being ripped from my shoulders. Bad times, man.
So, looking ahead then, cost to the first game of the playoffs, it's going to be Full Tilt versus TF2 Center. Are you scared? Are you going to get domed by the French sniper Supremo, Flippy?
I don't think so. We had a pretty close game against them in the last week of the season, and like we just made a lot of mistakes, and I think I don't want to say it, they got lucky a couple of times. Or Mike just clutched like at least twice that I can think of. He just like single-handedly fucked us over. And I think if we don't make those mistakes, then we should win. And Flippy's... I think Falash... He's not as good as Flippy, but we have a sniper as well, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, Tadash is really great, so...
Is there any discussion yet on maps? Elimination process, is that going to be left to the last minute? Or do you guys know what maps will be played yet?
We haven't done the elimination yet, if that's what you mean.
We haven't done the elimination, but we're pretty sure we know what they're going to ban and we know what we're going to ban.
Yeah, but
preparing
no
for
one
a
wants to
map
say, but
Yeah.
everyone knows what maps we're going to play, basically.
You want to do it live on air? Right now?
unless it's posted in the match comments, Permzilla won't uphold it. So I don't even know what the map system is. Did Perm change it? Has he changed the rules?
It's posted on your match page, I believe.
Oh, nice. We've got some new rules for this season.
Hold on. The official system.
The official system, now that Permzilla is on the top team, is...
Oops, I just pressed my def and ban by accident.
So it is ban, pick. Where
ban, pick. Oh, right, yeah. What the fuck?
So,
okay.
And obviously TF2 Center have the higher seed.
Yeah.
And get to pick the third map. I presume they also get to pick
the first map. Oh,
yeah.
Do they get to pick ban or what?
No, surely they get to pick who bans first, right?
They ban second, because it's always good to ban second.
Yeah. So TF2 Center ban second and pick second, and they pick decider.
You want a theory craft then? Maybe Sideshow doesn't want to reveal his hand, but Kaidus, what maps do you think each of these teams would be trying to avoid or play?
Kaidus is currently out looking for his cat, or so, like chasing a chicken or something. So we've just seen him retreat out the door. Like I think he was following a chicken. So maybe he's not the best person to theorycraft it.
Surely,
CX then go for it. You're the neutral party.
Epsilon or TF2 Center will ban process. I don't know what Full Tilt will ban actually. Maybe
Viaduct?
Maybe, but then maybe not Viaduct. I don't know. Maybe Viaduct, because then Flippy can't snipe. That's as close as I'm getting. They won't play Epsi won't play process.
Are there any visual tells here? I can't see the cams. Is Sideshow, is he starting to twitch, or is Flippy giving anything away when you mention certain map names?
No, the only reaction we got was kaidus leaving when map picks came up.
He's not back. He's checking under his duvet for the chicken. Doesn't he do that? Under the bed? Is it in the bag, kaidus? Where's the chicken?
It's
gone?
like casting prop hunt.
Oh, is it in the
In
cupboard?
the closets.
I feel like I'm watching
Is
a horror
the
movie.
chicken in the landing? I don't know where the chicken is.
It's under his hat.
He's got it on his head the entire time. I forgot what we were talking about. Map bans or something. The more interesting thing for me is that the way that they've got the map system set up, it actually relies more on picks rather than bans, right? So it's not like you ban your worst maps. I mean, you get one opportunity to do that, but compared to iSeries where you get 2 bans each, or DreamHack where you get 2 bans each, you've actually got an opportunity to pick a map that the other team doesn't like, or you've got an opportunity to pick your best map before the other team ban it. So it'll come down really to what maps the teams decide to pick and what maps they judge to be their best ones. Oh, where did the chicken go, kaidus?
Is that some joke I missed?
We presume, like, literally as you walked out the door, Admirable asked you to theory cast map
no,
picks
man.
for the playoffs.
I got crazy bad tooth infection. I realised I'm overdue my antibiotics and I couldn't find them. So wait, what was I asked?
Map picks for Full Tilt versus Epsi.
Yeah, we're gonna ban.
No,
Wait.
not you. Full Tilt
Oh, yeah.
versus Epsi. Theorycraft.
You can
No,
tell
wait,
us
they
what
can
you're
say
going
it,
to ban
yeah,
as well.
yeah,
You're allowed to. By all means.
Full Tilt versus Epsi. I guess Full Tilt will ban Viaduct. Epsi will ban either Sunshine or Process. Probably play like Badlands. Full Tilt will probably pick another map. Side of map.
Another map.
Granary, probably, I imagine.
I think they get slammed on Granary the other day by Epsi though, so probably not.
I know, but Epsi aren't great at Granary either.
But
Maybe
they
Full Tilt
literally
are
beat them
worse.
on it last
Yeah,
week
I don't know.
convincingly, so I don't see why they picked that. It would be a mistake in my opinion. I don't know what map Full Tilt will pick. I'm not really sure what their strong maps are, to be honest. I haven't
Badlands
seen-
was close when they played in week 7.
Yeah, I reckon Badlands will be in there. I don't know what the other 2 maps will be, but Viaduct and Process probably won't be played.
Who actually makes the decisions in Full Tilt costs? Do you have any say in these matters, or is it you just Sideshow ruling the roost?
I don't know. In terms of like who chooses what maps we do and don't play. Or like what maps we
Who's
ban.
got the final say? Who's the boss in Full Tilt? Is what I want to know.
It's not Sideshow, he's kind of a pushover.
Wow.
Except when it comes to gravel pit related ideas. Then he's very opinionated.
Are you picking Gravel Pit from the playoffs?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, Full Tilt have you have Clockwork, right? So maybe Full Tilt don't ban Viaduct. I don't know if Clockwork actually changes everything. I think if Full Tilt want to change things anyway.
Yeah.
How tempted are you, Kaidus, to play, throw the book at your opponents? Both of them are relying on the sportsmanship, the generosity of Reason Gaming when it comes to the final to allow a Merc TF2 Center needs Stefan, and now Full Tilt need Clockwork.
Well, as far as Stefan goes, like he's part of that team as far as I'm concerned. If the admins are willing to let the situation go, I personally don't think they should have, but if they're going to let the situation be as it is, it's not affecting Prem negatively, it's just affecting High potentially. So, Stefan's not a problem for us. Clockwork, I don't know, it's a different one. There's definitely opposition to it, but we didn't talk about it really.
Yeah, I heard GP10. I left.
I'm tempted to talk about DreamHack Sideshow. Are you ready? We know we can still talk about the playoffs too, but
Yeah, I mean, there's another Razor Cup going on as well that might be interesting to talk about before you dive into DreamHack. But I'm sure DreamHack will take forever to talk about.
I haven't finished talking about the playoffs, but let's take a little comical interlude here and mention about the monthly Mayhem Cup and how I accidentally kicked Saints from the tournament after the sign-ups had closed. And Dilucid wasn't able to re-add them to the tournament. So this was like minutes after the sign-ups had closed.
I didn't hear anything about this.
So
Dealt with the gremlins are out of the system. So we were just taking a little comical interlude there to discuss about how I had ended Saints' chances of getting their grubby little paws on 1,000 US Razorbucks. Who wants to take it? CommanderX?
Okay,
Sideshow?
so where we're at is, $1,000 tournament. Saints, Serpents, and Full Tilt are the only sort of Prem teams that have signed up, so all of these teams are in with a great chance of $1,000. Me and Ads on the TFTV Mumble, chilling, getting ready, picking what game to cast, what could go wrong? And then Ads, you tried to remove a player?
I was kind of getting a little bit flustered in the lead up to the cast because we I was mad that there was only 12 teams signed up, and then some of the rosters were like blank. You can like have your roster, but you also have to select which players you're going to field in the tournament. So I was trying to get in touch with them, and then Delusive came online and actually gave me tournament admin so I could see the STVs and stuff. And I hovered over the team, and I was like, an option came up that said remove player, which I probably should have, thought was a little strange because I was hovering over the team, like a team action, but remove player. So I thought, yeah, I'd added all the Saints players, and then I asked Kaya who was actually not playing, and he told me. So I was going remove player, I clicked it, and there's like, no, are you sure you want to remove this player? Or anything like that. It would just remove them, but it was actually like mislabeled, so it removed the team from the tournament. And then there isn't really much they can do apparently on the back end to whenever things go wrong. We've seen it before in other tournaments where there was less on the line, but I was just like, sorry Kaya, you've been removed. I pasted in the logs from Delusive saying that he couldn't be at it again, and Kaya was just like, oh well. Then about 10 minutes later, Amps messages me, what the fuck, man? But Saints strings dashed there just by my left click.
We had a PCW against them as well, just like right after our tournament games, and so we came into the PCW at 20 CET, all like nicely warmed up. We've just played a Razor game, it's gone perfectly for us. We've got a buy in the next round so we can afford to play this PCW, and they're sat there like all expecting to have been playing for the last hour in the most foul mood possible. Preparing for DreamHack, like, would you like to play some Gravel Pit?
But yeah, that whole tournament, the setup from Razor and from GameSense, whatever you call the company that's running it now, was pretty impressive. Like originally they wanted it to run like where you would play 5 days a week or something, or 4 days a week. You would have these games for a period of 4 weeks, so you could sign up each day. You could try and win your spot in the playoff part of the competition, but nobody signed up, so they turned it into 1 day a week, and then still only 12 teams. I have a possible 32 signed up.
I think this was really badly advertised though.
Yeah, it was all just publicity. Like the actual setup of the tournament was fantastic because what it allows you to do is it's a Swiss system. It just essentially arranges scrims for you. Like that's all it does. Like it just arranges really nice times and good games against other teams who are competing and really want to win. And you get great practice on a great range of maps and experience with the system, and you have a really good chance of actually getting $1,000 at the end of it, because the best team in there to beat is Full Tilt, who sometimes can get beaten by fucking, I don't know, some top high team. Like it's a great
Portuguese.
Yeah, the Portuguese team that beat us on Granary in the last Razor Cup. Like if that had happened in the finals of this, they've got $1,000. So it was like a fantastic idea for a tournament, but just no publicity. There was like one post on TFTV that never really gained any traction. ETF2L admins, as usual, don't add anything to their news site unless they're badgered for a week beforehand. So that happened about 6 hours before registration closed, and then that's it. People don't know. People don't sign up.
Do the unwashed masses of ETF2L, like, below the Premiership, whatever, do they just not check teamfortress.tv? Do they rely on ETF2L for all their news?
Yeah.
I think it's just that though, like, me and several others I spoke to, like, there were two things that kind of confused us. One was like the name of the tournament, like, was it Monthly Madness or something? Mm-hmm. That made me think, like, just instinctively, that name made me think it was one of these like Buttnose Cups for lower divisions. Like, just the name made me think it wasn't like a serious tournament with a reasonable cash prize or whatever. And I also, like, I don't know, maybe it's just me being dumb, but several other people I spoke to thought the same. They thought you could sign up at any time and just join in, like, because it's a Swiss system. So you can just join in and play, and then you make as long as you win enough games, you'll make playoffs at the end. That was like I don't know, maybe this is me being dumb and like not pointing any fingers at anyone, but several other people I spoke to had the exact same impression as I did about this tournament. So like we as Reason, we didn't sign up for the first one because we didn't know if we were playing that day. But we were definitely planning on like signing up like the next week or whatever, and then we found out like, oh, you had to sign up last week. So I don't know. I think the way it was kind of, even the article on TFTV was probably not fully adequate because I don't know, if it was just me, then fair enough, I'm an idiot. But a lot of other people like thought the same as I did. So
Yeah, people didn't realize that it was a Swiss system rather than a knockout cup. Which
well,
I mean,
just,
yeah, but I'm just talking about other people in general.
Oh,
Like when
right.
I was talking to like a lot of high teams, they're like, "Oh no, we can't play this Wednesday, so we'll just get knocked out. So what's the point?" It's like it's a Swiss system. Read the fucking thing. Like just pay like 5 minutes to read the announcement, and you would know that it was a Swiss system.
well, yeah,
But in terms of what
people being
Cadus is
dumb.
meaning, like for a normal Swiss system, you could sign up at any point because it doesn't matter when you actually entered into the tournament because it just counts all your previous fixtures that you would have had as losses. But the limitations of this system mean that you would have had to sign up at the beginning.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the name was a good choice of name. It gave me the complete wrong impression of the tournament. Because I mean, $1,000 in TF2 is pretty substantial, and calling it like monthly madness, it doesn't strike me as a serious tournament. I don't know. And yeah, I don't know. Like normally I hear like Prem players hear about these things before they're announced, but there was just a random article sprung up. So it was like I think a lot of Prem players at least thought, oh, it's just one of those tournaments Botnos runs for mid players or whatever. So I don't know. I think it could have been probably advertised a bit better.
I wasn't really involved with the organization. Sideshow, are you gonna take the blame for this? Was it the Supreme Commander? Did he do all the
No, it
background
wasn't.
negotiations?
It wasn't anyone from TFTV. It was a full Razor Cup. This one, it was all to do with them. Like they had planned the setup of it. Their admins were running the tournament from CS:GO and TF2 side of it, and they just kind of plunked it out. And then when they didn't get enough signups for the ones running every day, they just decided to change it to the one event running per month. But no, it was nothing that we had a say in the organizational part of it.
Was it 2 months too soon? Like expecting people to play daily on the Razor Arena when they've maybe been playing once a week at most?
The mumble just died.
Yeah, it just died.
Yeah, this is just mumbling
Rip.
shit.
Rip.
Yeah, Kado died as well.
Oh, we're back on
hi,
stream.
I
Screen.
timed out as well.
Oh, of course it's back.
Are you all on like Virgin Media or something?
No.
Combo
Combo breaker.
We had a theory. What were we talking about? I can't even remember.
We were going off on a fucking mad tangent about the Razor Cup.
Monthly Madness, something, advertisement.
Let's talk about fucking DreamHack.
Should we talk about DreamHack?
Just organize, just quickly, let's go back to that. Where's the Game Sense Monthly Mayhem? Like, I don't know. The key
Are we
info,
live?
the $1,000 thing
Yeah, we're live.
is hidden away in some tiny little fucking aspect. Like the 8th paragraph of 12, it says $1,000 like in non-bold font. Shit like this. I don't know. I think the article was just organized really badly. It didn't convey anything effectively.
It's only like a one-off article as well. Like, there's no reoccurring thing to push sign-ups, to remind people to sign up, to remind people it's 3 days away, 2 days away, 2 days away, 1 day away, etc.
It's the kind of article that would work if we played CS:GO and we had 3 million competitive players waiting to have a small money tournament to get in on and whatever. But this is TF2. You kind of have to spoon feed this shit to people. Evidently. Because I'm normally one of the people who's really on the ball with this kind of shit. Like, I get my teams to sign up for this stuff. I'll always make a mix. If numbers are shit, I'll make a mix and get people signed up for it and whatever like that. And the fact that I just was I completely blanked on this one tells you something probably went wrong.
Flippy, why didn't TF2 Center sign up for this Razor Cup?
Why? We didn't?
Why didn't you sign up for this most recent Razor Cup? $1,000 on the stake. I know Epsilon are like mercenaries. They love that money. Sorry, TF2 Center.
As far as I remember, we talked about it, about the fact that it was only playable on Wednesday or something, and I think we pretty much threw it there because it was not possible for us to play every Wednesday, sorry, and yeah, we gave up the ID pretty fast, and yeah, I think we could have do it, so it's pretty pity, but like this, I guess.
Yeah, the thing for TF2 Center as well, I remember shouting at them about it as well, because they didn't read the fucking thing. Because all you had to do to qualify in the Wednesday tournaments was get into the top 16, and then you play a single elimination tournament on a Sunday. So they could have signed up and not played any of the games on Wednesday, and just played the tournament on Sunday, and won the fucking thing. But it's just another, classic, whoever's leading the team didn't quite read things.
Can we throw it out to Twitch chat then? I'd like to hear some suggestions for serious tournament names that would make kaidus take notice of this.
That was just like a really subtle thing. I obviously still opened the article and stuff, but
the Razor Super Serious Showdown.
No, I get this a mad impression from the name, but then I open the article. I'm skim reading the crucial details, and the crucial details are hidden away. Like I said, in the 9th paragraph. It's like. For something I'm already not interested in based on a first impression, it didn't really make it any more appealing. I had to read 1,000 words to find out what it was about.
Would you play in the shit dick tournament?
Yeah, I would stand up and take note of that.
What about the Pussy Puckers Arena?
Yeah, sounds good.
The kaidus Cup, I like that. A bit of alliteration there.
Kaidus Chicken Mayhem.
Oh my god. We've been skirting around the issue here. We've talked a little about the playoffs. Maybe we didn't go into the season in too much detail, but Sideshow, I think it's time, to just pull the trigger here on all the DreamHack gossip. Take it away, champ. What's the situation?
What's the situation? You on the Epsilon situation, or the TF2 Center situation, or the
just recount the whole story?
Situation,
there's a whole.
If you could sum it all up in
situations
short 3 sentences, that would be ideal. Yeah.
We had some previous situation before as well, but I can't even remember what it was. We had I don't even know, man. There was
maybe I'll.
Yeah, go on. You do it. I'm deflated. I feel like a fucking balloon that's just been let off, and now I'm just slumped on the floor.
And the last, I don't know, fucking 5 or 6 months, Sideshow's really been working his ass off behind the scenes. All this Razor stuff came about through Sideshow, or he really took the lead on that. I-55, of course. Sideshow doing a lot of.
I didn't do jack shit for I-55. I casted.
Well, he casted.
I don't deserve any credit for that.
You've been carrying the can. You've been competing as well. You managed to get a team into the Prem playoffs. You've been working your ass off, man, and we had this opportunity to. It had come up in a previous year about DreamHack Winter, a tournament happening through our contacts with Canfo, and then it came up again, and we knew the time was short, but Sideshow was full of confidence. He got talking to what's the name of the girl? It's irrelevant, but
Mia.
over the course of like one conversation, you decided to go for it. Like you believed that we could make it work. You knew the time frame was short, but you trusted in the TF2 community and the Prem teams to that surely they'd want to go and play a TF2 tournament at DreamHack.
Surely teams would want to go to DreamHack and compete for $4,000.
Guaranteed prize money for every team.
But as things progressed, it looked pretty good at first. You'd find accommodation, you were able to get PCs, exhibition space, everything was going well. But then, as time progressed and people needed to take actions on teams, things started to look a little bit shaky. The wheels kind of started to fall off when you left the teams to their own devices, and they had to actually book things or get players confirmed to attend. It was a little bit lacking. Sideshow, did you start to lose your sanity there?
I mean, the first thing was like the cost of it, right? It was like people were thinking about doing fundraisers or not going to be able to get people there or some shit like that. Like, I think the first problem we had was not actually being able to get four. So we were like, who were we even approaching? We were approaching TLR at first as the fourth team or something to see whether they could make it. Full Tilt weren't able to go, but we'd sorted that out ages ago. And then Saints, like Onkaya just kind of whipped a team out of nowhere, which is fantastic. They got sponsorship from publicclear.se. They've got like accommodation, travel, tickets. They're perfectly fine. Like those guys breezed it through. But then Mike and Seb were just kind of chatting numbers a little bit, and then realized that they didn't have enough money to go, and they didn't really want to do a fundraiser. So they how long ago was that? 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or something? They were just like
3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, something like that.
They're just like, oh yeah, we don't have the money to go, guys. We're gonna have to piece it out of there. Until we persuaded them to run a fundraiser, and then Master Noob decided to sponsor the team. So they were planning to head there under the banner of TF2 Center, and
Incredible.
then which is fantastic from Master Noob. Sponsored them for what was it, about 500 quid, something like
400.
400.
But still, yeah.
Yeah, still a lot of money just to kind of throw towards the team, get them there. That was going towards people's travel and stuff like that, and then Nox was going to be playing for them because Nox left the team, but then they didn't ask Bull whether he actually wanted to play for them, and then he couldn't. So Nox said, "Yeah, all right, I'll be able to play for you." And then,
right?
Yeah, for LAN, for DreamHack. And
He
then,
wasn't able to free himself for like in time for even just the Friday. It wasn't even possible for him. So
yeah, Nox had like a valid reason or something. Like he's had to bail because one of his acting superior or something in his company has had to disappear due to the Paris attacks or something like that, and so he's had to fill in for him over that weekend. So he's not able to go.
He let you know in good time that he couldn't make it.
Yeah, well, he did.
Yesterday
And he
or
was
before
very
yesterday.
apologetic, but it was only a few days ago. So like they were down a medic again, and so they were scrambling to get a medic, and so Koss said that he could go, but the thing was as well that they were also missing a scout because Shocky, God knows what happened with Shocky, man.
Oh, anyway, I know what happened. So the weekend of DreamHack is Shocky's parents' anniversary. So initially, according to him, he asked his parents that he wouldn't be there. He's going to this event, and that was fine. And then 2 weeks later or something, he asked him the same thing. But now Stefan's very much expected to be at this event, so now he can't go to DreamHack. That's it. That's my understanding of it. And that led to them trying to get a series of scouts that they got but lost.
A few other teams had roster troubles as well, like Rising couldn't go, so Rising got Zebasai, and Lego were unable to get Sorix, or he had some operation or something. I don't know the full story behind that, but they have substituted out various players, but TF2 Center, when faced with the prospect of using an ever-increasing number of mercs, it turns out today that they've had a change of heart, Sideshow?
Well, Mike had a change of heart yesterday. He just decided that he didn't want to play with 2 mercs, even though they had the mercs lined up. He felt that playing with Bevan and Koss, or Bevan and whoever they were going to use on Medic, would put them down to the point where he wouldn't enjoy playing with them, and just decided and just decided, yeah, just decided he didn't want to play. So then that left them in the situation where they were contemplating playing with 3 mercs, and Seb said, right, Seb said he was up for it with 2 mercs, like he didn't want to screw people over, but with 3, with the possibility of Mike disappearing and the fact that they were using Bevan and Koss, he said he wasn't up for it either. So that dropped the entire team from the tournament, which with a week to go kind of screws everybody over.
Flippy, what does this mean for the TF2 Center DreamHack dream?
It's over, man. It's dead. It's so sad, but it's dead.
Can we get some ripping pepperonis in Twitch chat, please?
Yeah, we were really up for it, really pumped. Everyone was pretty hyped about it, and somehow, like the week before this one, everything like went to shit. So yeah, Tech and I are still really pumped for going, because we really want to like intend to win, and like we think it will be really sad for everyone to like have one of the most important team not going, or at least have just 2-3 team going. So yeah, we just want to go in and have a good time with the community. Even if we don't like play for the win or whatever, we're just gonna be there and have a good time with people. So that matters at the moment for us.
Are you still planning to attend yourself then, Flippy?
What?
Are you gonna go to DreamHack then? You and Tech?
Me and Tech are going for sure. Like if it's possible for us to like still have the money from the community, yeah, go on.
Sideshow, what is the plan? You know, how are you gonna roll with these punches?
The latest scoop is that we had 2 possibilities, right? One of the possibilities was we'd invite or 3 actually, now I think about it. One of the possibilities was that we just cut it down to a 3-team event, which doesn't really cut the mustard for the sponsors. Is my main priority really, because we've told them that it's going to be a 4-team event. If we renege on that, then it puts the possibility of it being an annual event under jeopardy, because they were expecting it to go well. Like, they don't really care from a sponsor's point of view who the teams are that actually go, as long as it was a 4-team event, and as long as it got like a decent viewership, and as long as it got quite a bit of hype behind it, so that they get a bit of notice. So from their point of view, a 3-team event just isn't really acceptable. So that was possibly the worst option. The second thought was to maybe have some kind of lower level team fill in the gap. We were looking at someone like Ownage Squad or something like that, who 3 of the players are UK, and then there's the Enigma Zone crew or something, but it would just be a disaster. It's like just throwing in some incoming roast, throwing in some shit team into the mix and just expecting them to perform. They'd just get absolutely slammed. It'd be a nice holiday vacation for them, I'm sure, like to go over to Sweden and compete at DreamHack or whatever, but they'd get roasted. It wouldn't really be it wouldn't really be a competitive event. It's not the same as like having TF2 Center there or something like that. So what we've decided to do is, and this is literally decided to do, I say that this has been over the last 2 hours, Bunners has been working his ass off trying to put together some kind of mixed team that would be able to compete at a level probably around Saints and Legos kind of level. Might be able to throw a punch of Reason, but I'm not sure. We'd have to see. They don't have very much time to practice. It's like a week, and half of that time will be spent traveling anyway, so Lord knows. But it'll be a wild card roster thrown into the mix, and that's got Koss on Medic. It's got some big names, actually.
This is news to me.
Huh?
You
We were
made
talking
the
about
cut-
it just
you made the cut,
beforehand.
Cos.
Oh.
We were literally
I might
talking
have
about
gone
this
for a
before we
piss.
went live. No, I talked to you and said, "Are you all right playing with these shitters?" And you said yes.
Oh.
Oh,
But yeah,
do you
but
remember
you
that
didn't-
conversation?
You didn't have
No.
names at that point.
No,
so-
no, I
Yeah, you
didn't.
didn't-
No,
you didn't
I've
say
just been.
any
No, I've just
names.
been working with.
I said
with Buttnose.
if they're not shitters.
Yeah, yeah. if they're not
Buttnose
shitters,
putting
well.
together
And then I
the
called
mix
you
of
a
his
shitter.
life.
Yeah, double, yeah, he's putting together the double mix of his life. So we'll see. But at the moment, the roster looks something like Cosmedic, Rib on Demoman. There's some big names, but it will be some kind of mixed team. So it's Cosmedic, Rib on Demoman. The pocket would be Tech, and joining him would be Tvik on Roaming Soldier. Look at the little front cost. And then Bevan and Flippy on Scouts. So Bevan was planning to play alongside Flippy in TF2 Center anyway if they had used the mercs. And so yeah, some big names, people who are just easy to get from Sweden. It'd be a bit of a mixed team thrown together, see how they perform, but I don't know. Should be interesting, and so there's some individual talent there as well.
Is it true that Cos was actually the straw that broke Numlock's back today, and Mike as well? When they walked out, it was at the suggestion that Cos would be their medic at LAN. That was just the final straw for them.
Yeah. We said, who do you want to use? I mean,
Heartbroken.
Admirable isn't available. Condom's already playing for another team. They couldn't get Grabber at last minute. And so we said,
Like, if you can't get Grabber, then what's the point?
what's the point? Yeah. So we said, well, I guess you'll have to play with Cos. And Mike was like, no way, I'm not playing with that kid. He's dreadful. Played with him in AO Girl, etc. So he was out of there.
I should send AO Girl. Be an excellent team.
Yeah,
What's
so
Hawk
look at
doing that
I-52.
weekend?
Oh yeah, Hawku, yeah. Let's get Hawku. Like, who needs Tweak? Hawku's got like 10,000 hours in MGE. He's a god at Soldier.
Hype it up a little bit then, Sideshow. Tell me about the production plans. What kind of a show are we going to put on?
The production plan should be really good. We've got a team there on the ground. I mean, there's an article out that lets you know who's going to be there, but there's casting talent. Dashin is going to be heading up the production, as he has at the previous 2 I-Series and GXL and stuff, so it's expected to be good. We've got some camera equipment there. Oh look, your cat's coming in through the cat flap. But
Sideshow, do you mean to tell me that there's
Live updates.
people who agreed to attend this event, weeks, months ago?
yeah, months in
They're
advance
paying out
they
of their own
paid,
pocket. They're not
paid
winning any prize
thousands
money.
of US dollars to get there, yeah.
And they're
not-
actually, they haven't bailed on you. That's incredible.
It is, isn't it? It's amazing how the production team managed to get there, spending a lot of money out of their own pocket with the chance of not seeing any of it back from
The
this all
chance.
shit.
Wait, you can do stuff
Oh,
without
yeah.
a fundraiser? Is that possible?
No way.
No, that'd be silly.
But the other thing as well is that Buttnose is currently looking at a fundraiser, more fundraisers to get those players there as well to save DreamHack Winter for TF2. So I think he may have that on TF2V fairly shortly, because those players that are attending, it's like super last minute for them. They weren't planning on getting people there.
This is
Some
like
of
a
them don't have
week
the funds,
away,
etc.
like,
Yeah, it's literally
it's
like a week away.
8
like,
days? Yeah,
saving
8
the event
days
or whatever. So
to book travel tickets, etc.
yeah.
Can we get like an official TF2 esports body to like fine Mike and Numlocked? Or just Mike?
What, like the FA?
Yeah.
Yeah,
TF2.
Seth Blatter.
The TF2 Association.
Should we call the TF2 police?
Yes. Yes.
The rollout police are finally coming for Numlocked.
I hear he loves that meme.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to watching the DreamHack event online. I think it's going to turn out well. Kaidus, what does this mean for you then? Reason are obviously going there with this super impressive roster. You've had plenty of time to practice. What does this going to affect how serious you're going to take the tournament? Your concentration, what you're investing here, your time?
No, not really. Like, it's just gonna be fun to go and play there on LAN. Like, even if the teams aren't like as good as they are in Prem, everything always feels a lot more legit on LAN. Like, even at the old like spring I series and stuff like that, like where you would just get like maybe one Prem mix and then like a Div 1 team and 5 Div 4 teams or whatever, like things like that. Before you go, you don't really give a shit, but then you get there and you're playing the matches and stuff, and suddenly it's like it's LAN, it's real, like everyone's there playing games and shit. Suddenly, for some reason, I don't really know why, it all becomes a lot more real at that moment. And even though the Spring I series, it was just beating up on Div 5 shitters essentially. You know, like like people are there, they're watching. It feels more important than it probably is. So it's probably going to be the same here, except with much better players by a large margin. So for us, we're just gonna go, hopefully win, and then watch some Counter-Strike. You know, the dream.
There's obviously going to be like a lot of energy and excitement. Like DreamHack is a huge event. You're in the exhibition hall. There's going to be a lot of hustle and bustle. And I think, going by what I heard from the previous Esports United events, like they have a little stage as well, or they have some stage time in the exhibition place. Whenever they had that MG tournament, etc. previously, there could be some razzle dazzle. Sideshow, are you prepared to be the host with the most?
Yeah, I think we have to go onto the stage at some point and sell what we're doing as well. So I'll be up there. I'll be dragging anybody else who wants their time in the spotlight to try and sell TF2. I think they've got some things to throw into the crowd. Yeah, I'll just get the box. They'll be so confused.
Just walk out in the box and don't say anything.
Why the TF2 tournament organizer is cosplaying from Metal Gear Solid? What's going on?
I'll just stand behind you going, "Oh, I'm in a box."
Yeah, so there is an exhibition part as well. So I think that the people who are there, Esports United, the people who actually got us the area, when the tournament isn't going on, they'll be trying to organize like a 1v1 a thing where spectators can come up and challenge maybe Zebasai or one of the Swedish players probably to a battle on MGE or something, and see there might be some kind of hardware prize or something like that as well. So if you guys think you can beat Zebasai as well, you can pose as if you're just a random spectator and come up and slam him on Spire.
Do you remember when it happened at iSeries? And like Dignitas were doing like the same thing, like come up and challenge someone, but it was like MVC playing Quake. So then like a load of just like top TF2 people just went and just beat MVC at Quake.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking back to the glory days of when TCM would have like Byte and Evil sitting playing people on Duel 2 at iSeries. Good times, man. I'm getting too old for this shit. I know we've been on air for over an hour now. I understand Flippy recently got accepted into the Overwatch beta, so I'm looking to move towards the exit here. We've discussed the playoffs in roundabout terms, the Razor Cup, the DreamHack Winter. I'm not sure if we've been very coherent for much of it, but there's definitely some juicy snippets of information there. Has anybody been following the ESEA Season 20 playoffs? You want to give a Euro perspective on that?
Almost as much of a fuckfest as DreamHack. One of the teams just decides that they want to bail from it, and they say that they get banned and the prize money gets revoked if they just don't play any of the games. So they play one of the games and then just forfeit lost the other one. Like, it's fucking unbelievable. But Woodpig, yeah, just completely bailing out of one of their games that was supposed to be casted last night.
Who's Woodpig? Was it Harblue's team?
Harblue, Squid,
oh yeah,
the others.
I can't get my head around that situation, because they were like one win or like one loss away from not making playoffs. It's something they clearly didn't give the slightest shit about. And if they'd lost that one game, they would have sunk like $500 into playing Invite for nothing.
Yeah.
Like, the fact they might get prize money means it's like kind of worth it, but I don't understand like why you spend $500 fucking dollars on that. Like, if you don't give a shit about it. Really hard to wrap your head around.
And then, like, having got to the playoffs, they are one best of three away from almost doubling the amount of money they got from it anyway. Like, the difference between third and fourth place in ESEA is a fairly significant amount, and they just couldn't be bothered. like why even show up to the first one? Like, if you only want to play one out of the two games, why show up to the first one where you get smashed 5-0, 5-0 by Woodpig and not turn up to the other one where you have like a genuine chance of winning money from it? I don't know. Fucking
It's like the difference between fourth and third. It's like that amount, just the difference between fourth and third is probably more than we've ever played for like an online competition in Europe. It's really weird.
Except for Monthly Madness.
Oh yeah. Halo Cup.
What does this mean? Like, why is there such apathy amongst top teams? They don't want to show up for a practically paid for LAN. They don't want to even play their online finals. Is TF2 dead, guys? That's the question.
I don't think money's a motivator once you're talking about like small amounts like that. Like if it's the difference between someone's actually got something on, like someone wants to go to the pub or whatever, and it's like, well, I could stay here and win like 100 quid, or I could go to the pub. Like, I'd rather go to the pub.
Every prize money is divided by 6 in TF2 as well, like for what you actually see.
They were still
when you divide it by 6.
They were still up for winning like 150 quid each, $150 each. Sorry, not quid, which is like a fairly sizable amount for putting in an hour and a half. But
yeah, but then lots of these players have paid for ESEA for what, like 5-6 years now.
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know, after you pay for it for 5 or 6 years, multiple seasons a year, maybe it stops becoming like such a, I don't know, you just don't notice it going out. It just becomes like a general expenditure.
Yeah, like the fact there's no LAN anymore for ESA has obviously taken a huge hit to how much of a shit people give about it, but that doesn't really explain the European DreamHack thing, because that is a LAN. It's no one noticed.
Yeah, just in case people haven't noticed, you do actually turn up and it is an offline event. But I think, unless I'm mistaken, Buttnose has managed to organise a team within 2 hours. Something that a lot of people didn't manage for
in 4 weeks.
So yeah, I think some donation things being spammed in the mumble. I'm trying to find the actual thread of where he's talking about it, but I can't at the moment. But it'll be somewhere on TFTV anyway. So
as usual, it's left up to you guys, the community, to save TF2 once again. Help Buttnose save the day. I guess support his fundraising campaign. I don't know any of the details, but I'm gonna just vouch for it categorically.
I think at the moment it is literally just like for I'm raising thing, just because he was trying to set it up before the stream ended. But I presume a thread will very shortly follow with greater detail.
He said, "I'm trying to figure out how the fuck I'm raising works."
Isn't it just sort of like a direct link to your PayPal?
Pretty much. So I mean,
Yeah.
Buttnose is a fairly trustable character. So yeah, that's the situation with DreamHack. Buttnose plus community equals saved dreams, potentially.
So coming up then in the next week, coming up tonight even, there is Ascent versus Friotech starting in about 3 hours, just over 3 hours. Then on Sunday we will have the playoffs, 2 best of 3s, Full Tilt versus TF2 Center, and then the winner of that plays Reason. That's going to be a sick final for a great season. And then DreamHack Winter, I think it's going to be pretty incredible too. Unsure exactly what's going to happen, but the ESEA Season 20 playoffs will be continuing throughout that time as well. And then there'll be a little break over Christmas. We don't really have anything planned, but
I mean, there might be some kind of December. No, yeah, it's a monthly madness thing, right? So they're planning to run it every single month. Whether or not they're planning to run it when there's literally a Christmas break in the middle, I'm not sure. But I think they probably will be. So if you can play over Christmas or whatever, or if you can just like get up a series of wins in the Swiss system before you actually have to leave for the Christmas break, then I think there will probably be another $1,000 Razor Cup happening in December. If not, then there definitely will be one in January. It's something they're planning to run every single month. And also catch the single elimination tournament finals of the current monthly madness on, I believe, the 6th of December. But it could be coming up sooner than that.
sick. There's also the high playoffs happening. They'll be casted as well. And there's even these Sunday practice cups on the Razer Arena. There's like $120 of Razer store vouchers, which if you're like looking to buy hardware, is practically cash. And those have been like the first one there was 2 teams signed up. The second one there was 3 teams. Like, it's free money. It's free credit at the Razer store. Go and participate, guys. If you're going to be playing PCWs on a Sunday, why not play that cup? You can sign up for those every Sunday. It's not like the monthly madness where you had to sign up at the beginning. But the Razer Arena, man, it's just like it's a gift horse. Get involved, please. But yeah, let's wrap things up. Any final thoughts? Shout outs, please. CommanderX.
Shout out to Tech and Flippy for still actually going to DreamHack despite the chaos that has been their team's organisation. Like, yeah, the fact, just like it's not all of TFT Centre being awful and this organisation. Like, they're still putting their money in, getting there, and going to put on a show. So credit to them.
Flippy, who would you like to send some love to?
To my team, to everyone who donated, and yeah, to the TF2 community in general. Like, thanks you guys for being awesome and still being awesome with after all these years, I guess.
Kaidus, you got any words of encouragement for the TF2 community?
No, not really. Shout out to Haffy. He probably bought the most expensive flight of anyone going to DreamHack to compete, and he did it without a fundraiser, so Matt CV is proud.
Cost.
Shout out to Matt TV. Please donate to the fundraiser because I'm literally at my overdraft limit as of today. So I have no money.
I have £8 I could send you costs.
£8. Alright, cool. That'll probably give me a flight in Ryanair, right?
I'd like to give a shout out to the hardworking staff at teamfortress.tv, who this year managed to cover every single ETFTL Prem game throughout the whole 12 months.
We haven't covered the playoffs yet.
Yeah, well,
We might still fuck it up.
Jinxed it. But as long as we cast that one on Sunday, but that's a pretty impressive achievement. But Sideshow, I'll let you close the show out.
Shout out to Buttnose. And yeah, keep up with the drama or whatever. Shout out to Backcap as well, which Shunik's doing, which is really cool. That just started 2 weeks ago. And that's like a video roundup of what's happening. It's like Fully Charged if you condensed it and only had one person talking and didn't waffle on for 2 or 3 hours. But you've been watching Fully Charged Europe episode God knows who keeps counting.
30.
30.
30?
Actually?
Oh wow, it's big 3-0. Nice. Well, we're only 5 away from Admirable's age. So
42.
yeah, keep up with the
Maths.
drama as it happens on TFTV. But for us, we're out. Ciao.